begin right now by discussing subway safety. It's on top of everybody's mind right now. Specifically what we saw play out in Brooklyn, but also there was a situation in the Mount Eden subway where there was that shooting. And what's the latest
February
there?
12th.
Yeah.
So there have been arrests in that. Unfortunately, a 14-year-old, one of the victims within that shooting on February 12th, was later arrested for an earlier shooting and his involvement in it. 14 years old is just so devastating, and it just is a reminder of the work we must do around young adults and young people, access to guns, the conflicts that they go through, and the need to always deal with it through violence is very painful. Commuters were on their train going home and going to and from locations at 4:30 in the evening, and then subsequent to that, we had an early morning shooting on the BD line at Tremont a week later at 5 a.m. in the morning, and someone lost their lives. It's just traumatic. It is a reminder that, yes, we have to do more to make sure commuters feel safe every day. I know the governor and mayor have been working very closely together, and we want to see more transit police officers, the NYPD, Transit District 11 and 12, along the B&D line, the 4 line, as well as the 6 line, and the 2 and 5 lines in our borough.
Yeah, I mean, the governor did deploy the National Guard. Have you seen them in the stations in the Bronx?
So my residents have seen them in a lot of the obviously high visibility stations in Manhattan, but certainly the Bronx, we've been working closely with our chief of transit and our commanding officers at TD 11 and 12. But as far as any presence of that in the Bronx, we do not see that.
Where would you like to, I'm sorry, where would you like to see them?
Obviously parts of the 4 line. I think parts of the B&D line that have not always gotten attention.
Yeah.
So 161st Street Yankee Stadium gets a lot of attention, Fordham Road, the hub, main points where you have a lot of commuters that are coming to the station from various bus lines. But then there are also other parts of the borough that do need to see it. So parts of the East Bronx, the B&D line, and the 2, 5, and 4 line.
Do you, and you know, there's a lot of talk of whether or not it's a militarization of the subway system with more police and the National Guard. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think that we have to do our very best to keep this a balanced process. We have to support the NYPD and rely on them to do this work. And I think recognizing that we do this with Port Authority, with MTA police and other law enforcement, we don't want to militarize the subway system. We want people to feel safe. Random back checks are very concerning for me as well, and we've heard concerns about that also. I think people genuinely want to see police officers on the subway as it's moving, in the subway cars, not just the platforms, the entrance and exits, but on the moving subway as well, since the last series of shootings have been on moving trains.